Hello everyone, in today's Just the Tip video, I'm going to show you how to take basic measurements, the bust, waist, and hip measurement, as well as some more extensive measurements, say in case your customer is going to have a custom gown made. So let's go ahead and get started. The first measurement we're going to take is the bust measurement. Now that one's a little tricky because of the natural slope of the bust. So basically what you're going to do is take your measuring tape and wrap it around the bust region. Now you want to make sure that you're holding the tape measure even all the way around the body. So you want to make sure that the tape measure isn't dropped down below the natural bust line. So for this instance, and then you want to pull a little bit more snug, not super tight, but just a little bit snug. And this bust measurement is very easily 35 inches. So it's that simple for the bust measurement. The next measurement we want is the waist measurement. Now this is very important. You want the natural waist. Anytime you're measuring for a gown, you want the natural waist. Now the natural waist is going to be the smallest part of the waist. Usually it's in line with the belly button. So the natural waist, you want to pull it pretty tight. Make sure once again you've got it evenly around, not super tight, but just comfortable and snug. So this measurement is 29.5. The hip measurement is another tricky measurement, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have our model turn sideways, so facing me, so you can actually see, because some people have a little bit more junk in the trunk. So you want to make sure that, for one, legs are perfectly together, like feet together, because that will actually change the measurement, as well as you want to make sure it's on the widest part of the hip when you're actually looking at your client. So for this measurement, we have 37, and you just want to make sure that there's no cell phones in the pockets or anything like that. That's very, very important, and that your client has on pretty snug clothing. So 37 is going to do for the hip. The next measurement is the waist to floor measurement. Now this one is very important because you always want to specify if your client has on the shoes they're actually going to be wearing with the dress, because there's a waist to floor with shoes measurement and a waist to floor without shoes measurement. So we're going to start here at the natural waist, which is in line with the belly button, remember, and then straight down to the floor, and you want it even with the floor, just like this. So our measurement is actually 46 inches. Now we're going to measure your waist to knee measurement. So basically, same situation. You want to start at the natural waist and then just go down to where the middle of the kneecap is. Now this one is important for like mermaid dresses and then also short or cocktail dresses. So you can specify how long you want. And it's 25.5. Now we're going to measure the waist to hem measurement of a cocktail dress. So you can always specify how long you want the cocktail dress if it's a custom dress. So you're going to start once again at the natural waist, smallest part of the waist, down to, say you want this cocktail dress to be 3 inches above the knee. Here's the middle of the kneecap, or your customer knows exactly where they want the hem to be. So the waist to hem of a cocktail dress, we're going to say on this one, 21 inches. For dresses or gowns that have sleeves, you want the shoulder to wrist measurement. So we're going to measure from basically the furthermost tip of the shoulder. Think about if you had on like just a regular t-shirt and an armhole seam. So we're going to go from the furthest tip of the shoulder straight down the arm to the wrist of where you want the gown sleeve to end. So this is shoulder to wrist at 23 inches. And most people want to stop a sleeve right here at the end of the wrist, right before the fuller part of the hand. The next measurement we want to get is the shoulder to shoulder measurement. This is good because some people have broader shoulders, more narrow shoulders, things like that. So basically you want to do the same as the shoulder to wrist. You want to go right from the outermost part of the shoulder. Think about where a seam would be of a t-shirt, and sometimes clients will put on a t-shirt just to get the exact measurement. So for this one, it's 16 inches from shoulder to shoulder. Okay, the next measurement is one that's a little bit more uncommon, especially in day-to-day. It's your hollow to waist. Now, a lot of people don't even know what someone's hollow is. This is your hollow. Basically, think of the base of the neck. So it's this little hollow part right here. And this measurement is important because everyone has a different measurement from here to their natural waist. So you just want to let the tape measure fall as it naturally would fall. And then you see here's the natural waist here, and you just want it to be in line with the natural waist. So for our lovely model, it's 14 inches. You can also have a reference of the belly button, which is right here as well. So 14 inches. The neck measurement is super simple. So basically you just want to get the measurement. Now make sure you're not getting, if your customer has a lot of hair, things like that, make sure that you are not getting that hair in the measurement. And you don't ever want to pull the neck measurement tight if you have a dress that goes around the neck like a choker halter or something like that. So you want it to be pretty loose. This one, of all the measurements, you definitely want to be a little bit looser because there's nothing more uncomfortable than having a gown with a neck piece that's tight. So for this measurement, we're going to have, I'm going to say 13.5. For the bicep measurement, you want to measure halfway in between the tip of the shoulder and the elbow. So we're going to measure that right here, and don't pull tight at all. Just lightly let it overlap, and we have 10.25 inches for the bicep. Okay, the last measurement for a gown with sleeves is the wrist measurement. So you want to make sure that your wrist is clear of any jewelry, anything like that. And once again, you're just going to lightly wrap the tape measure around. And this is right at 6 inches. So say you're measuring for like a custom pantsuit or for pants, something like that, and you want to make sure that the thigh area is not too tight. It is important to give a good thigh measurement. So you want to make sure, kind of like the bicep measurement, you want to go halfway in between the hip and the knee, and you want to get the basic measurement for the thigh. Once again, not pulling this tight if you don't want the pants to be tight. And this is at 20.75 inches. The nape to waist measurement is another one that a lot of people don't even know what a nape is. Your nape is the base of the neck, basically where your vertebrae start, right at the top of your back. So it's at the base of your neck. This is the nape. And you want to get, for the nape to waist measurement, once again, that's obviously going to be in the back. You want to find the smallest point of the natural waist, which is right here. You can usually feel it or see it in like a fitted shirt. So right here, and then you want to just make sure you're measuring horizontally across. So for this measurement, it's right at 16 inches from the nape to the natural waist. Okay, in case your dress or gown has a train, you want to specify the natural waist to the hem in the back of the gown. So for this measurement, we actually want to start at the natural waist here. So you can feel the natural waist in the back, and you're going to go straight down to the floor, which is 45 inches. Now say you want a train on your gown. 45 inches is with no train. So if you want a train, say you want your train to be 12 inches long, then you're going to add 12 inches to the 45, making it 57. So a 12-inch train on Brie would be 57 inches from the natural waist to the hem in back. Okay, the last measurement that we need is the total girth measurement. Now, don't laugh. That's actually an important measurement, especially if you're going to be making a jumpsuit or a bodysuit or a dance costume, something like that, a romper. All of those things, you're going to want the total girth measurement because you don't want it to be too short or too long, because that can be awful. It can ruin a whole outfit. So you're going to start in the front at the hollow. Remember, the base of the neck. If you can just hold that for me. And you're going to need to go through the legs and make sure that's pretty fitted, depending on how fitted your customer is comfortable with. You don't want to pull it tight ever because nobody wants camel toe. So you want to go all the way up to the nape in the back. So from the hollow through the legs up to the nape, and this measurement is 60 inches. Thank you for watching our video on how to take the bust, waist, and hip measurement, as well as more extensive measurements in case your client wants a custom gown. Stay tuned to our next video because we're going to show you how to use these measurements to compare to our size chart to correctly size your customers.